Welcome back to BEG. We have upgraded and improved, so like and subscribe if you like this episode to see more of us. But we're going to go down the line here introducing Wayne, our wrestling specialist. I am Zach. This is Guru Jamie, and we have our wrestling analyst Drew on the end here. First and foremost, we're going to talk about the thing that everyone's talking about. It's a Spencer Lee interview on Barstool Sports, where you thought we're going to have all of our questions answered, right?
Especially Barstool. They're the top of the game.
Yeah, you thought, boy, this place is going to be digging in with the questions that we all want to hear about, and we got absolutely no answers at all.
Yeah.
It was a softball session, folks. I mean, if you ask me, Jamie?
Well, I just have to say, after that interview, my thoughts go to, what about all the young kids that idolized you?
True.
And watched you
True.
lose and then quit and then admit there was no injury. What is that? What kind of lesson is that showing to all those kids that look up to you?
I mean, how about just the question, why didn't you come back out and wrestle?
Right, exactly.
I mean, why didn't you? Were you hurt? Were you not hurt? I don't know. I mean, that would have been the number one question I would have asked.
What's the parents say? Are the parents okay with that? As a fellow parent myself, if my son got to that point, I'm saying you're going back out there and wrestling. It's not even negotiable.
Right.
And that's a thing I kind of like to know.
Yeah.
What were the parents saying? What were the coaches saying? Were they all pushing you to wrestle and you said no?
Actually, I know the answer to that. I know the answer to that. He said his mom wouldn't be able to watch the match after she crushed those glasses, so he had to stop wrestling. I'm just kidding. Is it Barbara? It's Barbara, isn't it?
Is it Barbara?
I think it was Barbara.
We love you, Barbara.
Wow. What a absolute.
They touched that. How about where they touched that? They asked about the mama in that interview.
Yeah.
Forever. Yeah, he was mad. I liked what Spencer said. Mm-hmm. I was angry they showed my mom and not
his mom.
Raymond's.
Yeah, okay. I like
very
that.
true. That's true.
I like that.
I agree.
Yeah.
But
I mean, that's the politically correct way to get out of that one.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And the thing, what you said, Jamie, is absolutely true. These wrestlers, especially these high-profile wrestlers, whether you like it or not, you assume a responsibility because you got thousands of kids that you're their hero. So you may say, well, that's none of your business whether I wrestled or not. No, it's not, but you're making a statement by not wrestling.
Yeah.
And you're also making an impression with a lot of kids. Is that what you want?
And that's forever going to be your legacy. I mean, everyone's going to remember that you didn't wrestle.
I mean, that's the biggest thing I'm going to remember about him.
Right.
I mean, was he really hurt, though? Because to me, dude, that's straight up selfish.
Yeah.
Selfish.
What hurt? He ran off the mat. He wouldn't.
Well,
he
he
didn't
did say in the interview, I hate when people say I lost because of an injury. That's not true.
Mm-hmm.
However, he throws now I'm confused because at the end of the interview, when they're talking about, are you getting into this U.S. Open?
If I'm ready.
How was the wording? If I'm healthy enough. What?
Mentally healthy? That's what
Maybe that's what he meant.
Mentally not there.
Maybe
He's
that's
starting
what
to
he meant.
remind me of Aaron Rodgers.
Well, all athletes these days, when you're that high profile, glitz and glamour, it's great when you're on top. But when you fall, okay, Cam Newton, remember Cam Newton that year, MVP?
Yep.
He was dancing in the end zone. What happened in the Super Bowl? He was terrible.
Yeah.
And what happened in the interview afterwards? He walked off.
Yeah.
He was mopey, didn't all mad. I
little
don't have
spoiled.
to answer anything. Dude, you answered when you were winning. Answer when you lose.
I read a lot of posts on, wow, Spencer is so classy. I'm a big fan now. Look, I want to give Spencer that was a terrible loss, blah, 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 all that stuff. But you came out with this interview, and first off, you lied and said, I do not regret not wrestling or quitting, however you want to term it. I don't believe that for 1 second.
Yeah.
No, I don't believe that either.
I don't believe that for 1 second. Let's not forget, your team didn't even have second place locked up.
Yeah.
You gave up on your team.
Right.
Now, I'm not picking on you. I'm just stating facts here.
Right.
What's the point swing from what he finished sixth? Is that what it was?
Yeah.
What's third to sixth?
or
Well, it would have been matches.
and plus bonus points.
Sure. And you know he could have. I mean, he could have rolled.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
And-
Spencer
Well,
Lee.
I don't know.
Yeah. And the
He
thing
thought he
is,
would have.
we all make mistakes, right? We all make decisions that we end up regretting. But here was your opportunity in the interview to kind of,
Clear the
take
water.
responsibility, take accountability, and
Own up to
show a different side of you. And
Plus, it would have been the perfect first step to healing,
Right.
say mentally.
Right.
For he claims his real goal has been this freestyle World Championships, Olympics. Well, okay, that was a horrible, devastating loss. At some point, we got to start the healing.
Yeah.
You know what better time would it be to not quit on my team, to not quit on all the youngsters that are watching me, to keep my name. We all lose, but boy, that damaged your name.
I tell you what, I would have appreciated. If he would have just came out and said, "Look, you know why I didn't wrestle? Because I was devastated."
yeah.
And you know what? I regret it now.
There's no
Now,
further
I
questions.
Right.
There's no further
sincerely
questions.
regret it, dude.
Right.
And
Yeah,
you know
that's
what?
it. What do we got?
wouldn't have even been talking. I mean, I
No.
would have given that man all the respect
Spencer,
in the world.
Thanks for the content, buddy. Thanks for not listening. Because we would have had nothing to talk about.
Yeah, I mean,
No, hey,
Keep it up.
you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
The fact that he tried to say, "I didn't regret
he
it,"
danced
that looked,
around it.
That looked
He's
horrible.
too cool.
Yeah.
tried to be
exactly.
Aaron Rodgers dancing around, thinks he's smarter than the room. Come on, dude, just own up to it. The other thing I want to touch on, Spencer mentioned he's better at freestyle than folk style.
Yeah.
You gotta ask me.
Whoa.
I don't see. The thing is Spencer doesn't have the pop that he used to have, the explosion, and that's probably due to the injuries.
Yeah.
Now he could go to this open and maybe win the spot to Final X against Gilman. He might do that. I'm going to be straight up with you. I don't expect him to do that. Can he beat Suriano? Can he beat Zane Richards, who tore it up?
He's not beating Gilman on his feet.
Well, Glory's going to be there, so we might be able to see that matchup actually happen. Who knows if Ramos is going? And technically, we don't know. Spencer's not registered at the time of this taping right here. He claims he's going to, so
Wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't.
Yeah.
Spencer has said his one and only goal in wrestling has been to win the Olympics. Does he have any chance of ever doing that?
you know what? When you seen Vito the way he looked, what was the thing that stuck out to you? His explosiveness.
Very
Yeah.
quick.
Like when he went, he went. Spencer is so great with his weight, knowing where his weight is. He obviously one of the best wrestlers of all time and all that stuff. But if you watch him, I don't see pop. I don't see explosion like
Right.
I've seen Vito.
Yeah.
And ultimately, he's going to have to deal with Vito if he wants Olympic gold. And Vito's not even the biggest of his concerns.
From what I've seen, he's in trouble.
Yikes.
His Vito looked incredible.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Hardcore.
Can I also say, though, about that, a couple things
Go
that
Vito.
bothered me about the interview. The whole thing about Yanni, although true, everything he said, it just came off wrong. Dude, that's not the time to bring that up.
Oh yeah.
But
Who is
that
this?
Just
Spencer talking about
Yanni could have lost 4 times.
Yeah.
you
He
know,
said that,
which is actually true.
but he
Yeah.
didn't. You did.
Yes,
I mean-
and the
Yeah.
main complaint he had the whole interview was about the pressure that was on him. And once again, the interviewers dropped the ball.
Yeah.
Because Spencer the whole time
layup.
just
It's a layup.
kind of blamed it on the fans.
Yeah.
No, this was generated. And if I was the interviewer, I would have said, look, were you okay with your coaches, your head coach, saying that you were the best wrestler of all time?
decades.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Of any country.
And this is surprising because Barstool was known to be like the raw guys. Like
Well, they
yeah, I
weren't
know.
all there.
Well, they had
Little
softball
raw.
Jersey
They weren't
Jerry
all
on there asking
Can
questions.
we
I'm
get
not
a-
surprised.
yeah.
Can we get
Bring
a
that
redo?
boy, Spencer. Come on here on BEG
Spencer.
Wrestling,
Yeah, can we
baby.
do,
here.
do a
Let
redo?
us grill you
BG?
up.
Yeah.
If you excuses
But
are for wussies.
When you have
right?
your head coach calling you generational, that the fans
That's a
and the
bad
press are going to follow. So, yeah, I don't doubt that Spencer did have a lot of pressure on him. He had the weight of the world on his shoulders. He was walking out to wrestle every time. But what we've been making the case is that was a huge bad move by coaching. And,
sure.
and maybe glory drunk parents or fame drunk parents.
Yeah.
You know, at some point you kept saying somebody got to keep him grounded, whether it was the parents, whether it was the coaches. It doesn't
Right.
sound like anyone was.
No, there was no.
I mean, it
no
goes for
ground.
like it goes so much more deeper than that. It's the next year, the year after, the coaching. Like, hey, if I lose, am I allowed to just stop,
Yeah.
or do I have to keep wrestling? You know?
Yeah, not a great
not a good
standard
look.
to set for life. Because I'm pretty sure once you hit the real world,
You know what was impressive?
I don't think you can just quit and come back.
When I think it was it Bo? Bo got third, right? After that match, officially Penn State locked it up. Well, we all know they had it, but they ran over to Kale real quick with the microphone. Hey, congrats on your, and he's like, oh, we'll talk later. Just boom, all business,
Yeah.
all business. You know, like that's professionalism.
Man,
there.
could you imagine Brands getting that interview? That boy would have
I think-
exploded.
You know, you try to think of other wrestlers that took devastating losses, but then later came back. And you could bring up David Taylor. When he lost to Dake, that was devastating. But the conditions weren't the same. Kale wasn't bragging up Taylor
Yeah.
like
And
like
that's all-
Brands was
that's all of it.
Spencer.
And
that
it doesn't-
Self-induced pressure.
Yeah, I mean, doesn't Kale? You've talked about it before. How his motto is kind of like it's a game. Like, what are you talking about? Why would we take this so seriously? Like,
Enjoy
and
it.
I don't think it's just obviously that is his mindset, but that's the mindset he wants his wrestlers to have because the increased pressure can only be a negative when you go out there. I mean, the amount of people that can handle that and it comes out to be a positive thing, I feel like is such a small percentage. Most of the time, your pressure.
We have pressure right now. We're being
Come here.
real.
I am currently under pressure.
Come here, we got to
Tegan.
show this.
I really
Tegan.
was stuttering
You
there
know
when
what?
I was
Go
If
find
we
talking.
just
mommy.
ignored Tegan,
Go find
she's
mommy.
not tall enough. So she's we might have got her hair bun in the photo, but
All right. Anything else we want to talk about on Spencer before we move on?
yeah. Listen, as a non-big follower of wrestling, if I'm looking at Wikipedia on Spencer Lee, I'm seeing first, sixth.
Yeah.
Ew, what happened? Instead of first, third.
Well, can I make one final point?
Right.
I am so sick of talking about Spencer Lee.
Yeah,
Hey,
let's-
listen.
Get
You know what he is
little
now?
shrimp.
You know what he is now? He's just another normal three-timer.
You know what he
Why are
is
we
now?
talking about him?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you what he is now. He's a 125-pound little boy in the real world. Okay.
Well, he's about to hit the real world. He's
Yeah.
been living in a fantasy
We
COVID
put those
world.
guys in the toilet and give them swirlies where I come from. Get out of here, you little boy.
But you know, the thing with Spencer is all the glory is gone because nobody follows international wrestling.
Yeah.
The fame, the glory is actually
Man,
in
yeah, isn't
That's
that
one
a-
thing you already always taught me, man. When I was, probably the top 3 quarterback in Pennsylvania in high school. Remember that? And then I didn't play in college, and yeah, it was real world. Smacked you right in the face.
Yeah,
I was
just
picking
slap
up,
you.
I was picking up maggot-filled dirt rags, dude, at a part-time job at Cintas.
Yeah.
A month after being the stud quarterback. Now,
Yeah.
What happened?
yeah, what happened in life?